Some women don't chase, don't beg, don't try too hard, and still, men can't stop thinking about them. Their presence speaks louder than words. Their confidence pulls attention without asking for it. Today, we're breaking down the silent behaviors that naturally draw men in. She has a calm confidence that doesn't ask for attention, yet attention naturally moves toward her. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, and it's not performed. Confidence without trying to impress is one of the strongest silent signals a woman can send. When she walks into a room, she is comfortable with who she is. She isn't competing, comparing, or seeking approval. Her body language is relaxed, her expression is steady, and her presence shows she is in control of herself. Men notice that energy instantly because confidence is rare and authenticity is even rarer. A woman who feels secure doesn't need to talk herself up. She doesn't need to convince anyone she deserves respect because she already respects herself. Her posture speaks, her eyes speak, the way she carries herself speaks. She gives off an energy that says she knows her worth without announcing it. That quiet power draws men in more than any dramatic gesture or attention-seeking behavior ever could. There is something attractive about a woman who sits comfortably in silence, who doesn't rush to fill empty space, who doesn't crumble when no one is validating her. A woman who is calm in her own skin sends a message that she is not easily shaken, not easily influenced, and not easily controlled. That is the kind of presence that makes men curious. They wonder what she's thinking, who she is, what kind of life she lives. She becomes more interesting by not trying to be interesting. Her confidence allows her to exist without needing everyone to look at her, and because she doesn't need the attention, she gets it naturally. Men feel a sense of stability around a woman like that. She doesn't create chaos. She doesn't bring drama. She is not desperate for anyone's approval. She knows she brings value just by being herself. When she enters a conversation, she listens more than she speaks. She doesn't interrupt, she doesn't brag, she doesn't exaggerate her life to impress anyone. She is comfortable being exactly who she is. Men notice how she treats herself, how she stands, how she moves, how she reacts. Her confidence is not measured by volume, it's measured by presence. She can smile without forcing a smile. She can sit without fidgeting. She can exist without demanding attention. That kind of calmness is powerful. A woman who doesn't chase people, who doesn't beg for love, who doesn't fear being alone, has already separated herself from the crowd. She becomes the woman men want to approach because she isn't trying to be approached. She is attractive because she respects herself, she protects her energy, she values her peace, and she refuses to shrink or pretend for anyone. Her confidence is silent, but silence is where her strength lives. Men feel it without her ever saying a word. She doesn't need to flirt loudly or try to be noticed because her body language does the talking for her. A woman who uses subtle eye contact and effortless movement creates curiosity without forcing anything. When she looks at someone, she looks with intention, not desperation. Her eyes aren't begging for approval, they're observing, calm, steady, and confident. She doesn't hold eye contact to trap someone's attention. She holds it because she's not intimidated by connection. Men notice the difference between someone who is seeking validation and someone simply being present. The way she glances, the way she smiles softly, the way she carries herself sends signals that are more powerful than any pickup line. She can communicate interest without saying a word because her expression and posture speak for her. When she walks, she moves with composure. She isn't rushing, she isn't hiding, she isn't shrinking. She stands tall, shoulders relaxed, chin lifted just enough to show pride without arrogance. Her movement shows that she is comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't fidget nervously or look around to see who is watching her. She is aware but not obsessed with attention. That self-control is attractive because it shows emotional stability. Men notice how she enters a room, how she takes a seat, how she interacts with space. A woman who moves with purpose sends a message that she knows who she is and where she's going. That alone makes her stand out from those who constantly seek external approval. Even her silence speaks. When she sits quietly, she doesn't look insecure or bored. She looks thoughtful, attentive, present. Men pick up on quiet confidence because it's rare. Most people talk to be heard, but a woman who is selective with her words shows she has a mind that doesn't need constant attention. She gives herself value without demanding it from others. Her facial expressions are soft, natural, unforced. She doesn't fake laughs to impress. She doesn't exaggerate gestures for attention. She lets real emotions show, and genuineness is magnetic. In conversation, she listens more than she talks. Her eyes stay focused, her posture shows interest, and her gestures remain calm. She makes people feel heard, not overwhelmed. Men are drawn to that because it reveals emotional intelligence. She knows how to communicate without dominating the room. She knows how to show confidence without being loud. She knows how to be kind without being needy. Her presence feels safe and inviting rather than demanding or desperate. Men notice when a woman respects herself enough to move with grace. When she's walking, talking, or simply sitting in a room, she carries herself like she belongs there. She doesn't apologize for existing. She doesn't hide behind insecurity. Her body language quietly declares that she is enough exactly as she is. That subtlety, that silence, that effortless energy creates a deeper attraction than any loud expression ever could. She has a life outside of attention, outside of relationships, outside of being noticed. And that independence becomes one of the strongest silent ways she attracts men. She doesn't make her entire existence revolve around chasing love or proving she is worth someone's time. She has goals, routines, passions, and a purpose that belongs to her, not to anyone else. Men feel that energy immediately because it's different. She isn't waiting for someone to entertain her. She entertains her own life. She doesn't need a man to fill her time. She chooses how she spends it. Independence makes her more attractive without a single word spoken because it shows she is complete, not searching for someone to complete her. There is something powerful about a woman who doesn't drop everything the moment someone shows interest. She doesn't cancel her plans, abandon her priorities, or pause her goals just to make a man happy. She values her own world. She knows that a relationship should add to her life, not replace it. Men respect a woman who has structure, ambition, and a direction she is moving toward. She is busy building herself. She's in control of her finances, her emotions, her schedule. That level of self-sufficiency is rare, and it makes her intriguing. She doesn't act like she needs anyone, but she allows space for connection if someone genuinely deserves it. That balance of independence and openness is exactly what draws men closer without her ever trying. When she talks about her interests, there's passion in her voice. When she works on her goals, there's determination in her actions. She invests in herself, whether it's her career, her education, her health, or her hobbies. She is not waiting for someone to save her from her problems or hand her a dream life. She builds her own step by step, quietly and confidently. Men see that and realize she's not someone who relies on emotional games or manipulation to feel valued. She values herself through her achievements, her growth, and her effort. That makes her presence inspiring rather than demanding. She is comfortable being alone. She doesn't panic when her phone is silent. She doesn't chase attention to feel alive. She doesn't fear solitude. She understands that being alone is not the same as being lonely. That confidence in standing alone is one of the most attractive traits a woman can have. Men notice when a woman isn't desperate for company because desperation pushes people away, while independence pulls the right people closer. She doesn't rely on relationships to define her worth. She already knows who she is. Her independence also shows through her standards. She doesn't accept disrespect, mixed signals, or half effort. She is not scared to walk away, not scared to lose someone because she refuses to lose herself. Men are drawn to a woman who can leave when something doesn't align with her values. That self-control is magnetic. She won't beg for love because she knows love should be given freely, not chased. She doesn't need to say any of this out loud. Her actions express it every day. Her life shows it. Her choices prove it. And that silent strength becomes a gravitational pull all on its own. She embraces her femininity in a way that feels natural, effortless, and unforced, and that alone becomes a silent invitation that draws men toward her. It's not about flashy makeup, revealing clothes, or trying to look perfect every minute of the day. It's the subtle details that speak louder. The way she softens her tone when she talks, the warmth in her smile, the gentleness in her touch, the grace in how she carries herself. She doesn't have to exaggerate anything to appear attractive. She lets her natural softness shine without apologizing for it. In a world where many people feel they have to be harsh to survive, her feminine energy becomes refreshing. Men notice a woman who can be strong without losing her softness, confident without losing her warmth, powerful without becoming cold. Her femininity becomes a quiet kind of strength. She is nurturing without being controlling, caring without being clingy, kind without being naive. Her energy feels welcoming, not overwhelming. She knows how to comfort, how to encourage, how to bring peace instead of chaos. Men feel safe opening up around her because she doesn't judge or attack. She understands and listens. Femininity isn't weakness. It is emotional intelligence, empathy, self-respect, and compassion. She can handle conflict with calmness instead of anger. She can express love without demanding attention. She shows affection in small ways, like remembering details or offering support when someone needs it, even without being asked. These quiet gestures stay in a man's mind longer than loud declarations ever could. Even the way she presents herself speaks silently. She dresses in a way that makes her feel confident in her own skin, not to impress a crowd. She pays attention to her appearance, not because she needs approval, but because she respects herself. She wears a scent that is subtle yet memorable, the kind that lingers just long enough to catch attention without overpowering the room. She takes care of her body, her health, her mind. Men notice when a woman values herself because it shows she expects others to value her too. Her feminine presence isn't about seduction, it's about self-love, and that makes her attraction effortless. She can express her emotions openly without being dramatic. She isn't afraid to be vulnerable, to speak gently, to show that she has a heart. Some people mistake softness for weakness, but real softness takes strength. She can forgive, but she does not accept disrespect. She can be emotional, but she doesn't let emotions control her. She can love deeply while still protecting her peace. Her femininity is balanced, grounded, and confident. Men are drawn to that kind of woman because she adds calmness instead of chaos, clarity instead of confusion, comfort instead of competition. Her presence feels warm. Her energy feels peaceful. She doesn't need to demand attention with loud behavior because genuine femininity is magnetic all on its own. Men remember how she made them feel long after she's gone, not because she begged for attention, but because her softness, grace, and feminine strength spoke louder than any words ever could. She carries high standards without needing to announce them, and that instantly separates her from women who settle for less. A man can feel it in the way she moves, the way she responds, the way she chooses. She does not give her attention to just anyone, and she does not entertain disrespect, mixed signals, or half effort. She doesn't need to say she has boundaries because her actions show it. She knows her value, and because she knows her value, she never discounts herself for the sake of being liked. When a woman respects herself deeply, men feel it before she speaks a single word. Her silence becomes powerful, not weak. She lets people show who they are, and she responds accordingly. If someone lies, she distances herself. If someone brings drama, she protects her peace. If someone treats her well, she reciprocates. Her standards are consistent, not conditional. What makes her even more attractive is that she doesn't negotiate her self-respect. She doesn't chase someone who walks away. She doesn't beg for explanations. She doesn't excuse bad behavior just to keep someone around. She would rather be alone than be mistreated, misunderstood, or manipulated. That kind of self-control is rare. Most people chase what hurts them, but she is different. She knows that losing someone who doesn't value her is not a loss at all. Men notice when a woman can walk away calmly, without insults, without threats, without emotional chaos. That quiet exit says more than any argument. It tells the world she refuses to stay where love is uncertain, inconsistent, or unhealthy. She also has standards for the way she is treated in everyday interactions. She expects effort, honesty, respect, and maturity. She expects communication, not excuses. She expects consistency, not games. And she expects loyalty, not temporary attention. She doesn't demand these things. She simply matches the energy she receives. If someone gives nothing, she gives nothing. If someone gives effort, she gives appreciation. If someone gives love, she gives loyalty. Having standards doesn't make her difficult. It makes her rare. Men admire a woman who knows what she deserves and isn't afraid to expect it. Her standards are not just for relationships, but for herself. She speaks to herself with confidence, not criticism. She chooses friends who inspire her, not drain her. She surrounds herself with positive energy instead of negativity. She keeps goals, habits, routines, and values that build her into a better woman every day. She doesn't waste time with people who want to pull her backward. She grows, she improves, she evolves. A man can see that she wants a partner, not a project, someone who adds to her life, not someone she has to fix. That mindset alone attracts men who are serious, mature, and secure. She doesn't need to tell anybody her standards because they reveal themselves in how she lives. She knows that love should feel safe, respect should feel natural, and effort should be mutual. She isn't impressed by money, looks, or empty promises. She's impressed by consistency, emotional stability, and a man who follows through. Her standards make her valuable, and her value makes her unforgettable.